Everybody who got more than 3 successes is going to realize that that door was not open before you guys came through here the second time. Emil will even notice a beam of a flashlight moving around the inside of the church.
So we have SI here, and the church is now open?
Yep. It doesn't look like somebody who should be in there if they're wandering around with a flashlight, though.
Yeah. Can Emil kind of turns an ear in that direction, just closes his eyes to focus on his hearing? What does it sound like? How many people does it sound like are in through the door?
With heightened senses, you can go ahead and give me a intelligence awareness. Go ahead and add your heightened senses to it.
1, 2, 3 successes.
3 successes. You can't think that there would be any more than one person in there.
Does it sound like heavy footsteps, like the guards that were moving around, or does it sound like somebody like lightly pilfering around looking for something? Or...
It sounds like somebody who's actively attempting to not be noticed. But so you really can't tell how much weight, because they are trying to step lightly.
Emil's gonna turn to everyone and just say, "Carry on across the street. Head the direction that we came. Wait for me once you clear the terrace. Clear past the tunnel over here. I'll be right behind you." And I'm going to stealthily attempt to peek inside the door.
Okay.
Mustering my instinctually activated fleetness.
Yeah.
To be extra quiet.
I'm going to go ahead and say that due to the nerve-wracking nature that you're in because of your messy critical, you are going to be 1 trait down in stealth.
Okay.
And also 1 trait down in composure.
Okay.
So there's that. Is anybody not listening to Emil?
Oh yeah, you guys can totally ignore me.
The Prophet is paying close attention, and he'll use his Silence of Death and kick in his heightened senses and just start walking towards that door.
Okay.
Just to get a look at who's in there. Yeah.
Dr. Ford just kind of almost stares at Emil with like disbelief, like, we're going this way, but she doesn't say that out loud.
Yes.
I'm looking between the two of them. Like, what's happening here? But I'll go across the street and kind of watch back at the door to make sure he's okay.
Okay. And Mr. Prophet, you're under the effects of visual obfuscate as well as
Yes.
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 Okay. Just double checking. So nobody knows that Prophet's going. With Prophet, would he be like just walking up and looking in like ahead of Emil, or are you following behind?
No, he'd probably be walking up because he wants to get a look at who's in there.
Okay. Okay. So Prophet is going to get to the door first then. Because I actually kind of assume Prophet would start walking while Emil is talking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you look in, and you can very well see someone who's rifling through things, going through drawers, opening cabinets, using a flashlight, and completely dressed in the exact same outfit as that soldier that you saw before. Can I please get you to throw me a premonition roll?
How do you do that?
Let's see. You have premonition, right? That was you, right?
No.
No, I have premonition.
Okay. Well, then never mind. Sorry, I wasn't expecting the Banu Hakim to have had that.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well then. Yes, that's what you see when you look through the door. Is one of those soldiers rifling through things. And Emil is not too far behind. So, how do we all proceed?
Are there any other doors in this room, in this area?
There is a door that leads further into the church. This seems to be like a small clerical room.
Prophet will go over to that door.
Okay. So you make your way in, invisible and soundless. You make a way through the wreckage of this room. It's not that bad. The guy is just not being... He's trying to be quiet, but he's also not... He's not just putting things back where he got them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to get to that door without much of a problem.
Emil just wants to get to the first door to see if he can lay eyes on who or what it is, like peeking around the corner of the doorway.
Yeah, that's not hard to see. As soon as you peek in, you see the guy. It's another one of those soldiers.
Okay. I'm going to, on heel, turn and begin to quietly make my way back toward the group. I
Okay.
just needed to confirm who was in here digging around.
Understood. Now, this probably seems a little weird to you, though, because the soldiers that you've seen so far, the few soldiers that you've seen so far, haven't really been nosing around and stuff, really. You saw the group that was over in the little encampment over by the church. And then you also saw the one outside of here. But they all seem to just be working on guard.
This one's actually trying to achieve something other than just being on guard.
It does appear that way, yeah.
Is he carrying one of those rifles as well?
He is, in fact. It's on a strap and slung, like just kind of sitting there at his side.
Okay.
How about Mr. Prophet while you're in the church?
This other door, is it unlocked?
Are you going to attempt to open it?
Yeah.
Turning the doorknob very quietly and also utilizing Silence of Death while you're doing that, you can tell that the door is turning. The doorknob is turning.
Okay. I'm going to try to slide the door open a little bit and just see what's beyond where I'm at now.
Okay. Give me a dexterity plus stealth roll for this. I understand that you are obfuscated, but you are fully interacting with your surroundings.
Yep.
Three successes.
All right. 3 successes. I'm going to go ahead and let that pass. You do get it open. Just sticking your head in, it opens up to the greater cathedral area. So you just basically see like the pews. Can't really see the altar because it's further up. You're towards the back of the building.
Okay. I'm going to ready the flashbang that I'm carrying.
Okay.
But I'm keeping my eye on the person who's like rummaging through things.
Yeah. He is at this point trying to boot up a computer that's on the desk. But he keeps looking over towards the door nervously. The helmets they wear are so weird looking also because of the weird lights that come off of it. It's almost insectoid.
I want to utilize the door that I'm at and like slip on the inside of it, but keep it cracked just enough where I can kind of keep my eye on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess I'm going to break the. I'll take a the pistol out, and then I'll just whisper like, "Hey, fuckstick, what are you looking for?"
He is going to jump up very quickly, very, very quickly, and reach for something that he looks like he's trained to go for, completely ignoring the gun that's at his side hanging from the strap. He's going to reach for what looks like possibly a shoulder holster. And then when he realizes he doesn't have it, he's going to fumble and try to get that gun.
Okay, I'm gonna roll the flashbang over towards him.
Okay.
I was gonna say, is Emil still in the doorway at this point, or have I already turned around and continued to start walking back toward the others?
I would say at this point, and we will just go ahead and catch up with the others at this point while Mr. Prophet is about to cause some problems. Emil is going to
On
be
the graph, this is where things went wrong.
Emil is going to be just getting to the other side, where now he's finding yet another of the coterie missing.
Where's Mr. Prophet?
He hasn't been with us for a while.
I believe he has the ability to conceal himself.
That would explain why I didn't notice him walk away.
This is going to be around the time when you guys all hear the flashbang go off. And also see the bright light just suddenly flash out of that room.
Well,
There's going
found
to
it.
there's going to be a string of profanity coming from that soldier.
Because Emil's not
Yes.
sure if the soldier flashbanged Mr. Prophet, or if Mr. Prophet flashbanged the guard.
You know, that is completely understandable.
And he's just
For a
We
moment,
need
Dr.
to-
Ford wonders if Emil did that.
Emil's like, we need to go, and is gonna try to take the lead and try to get us as far away from this area as possible.
You guys are just running.
Yeah.
Okay.
Understood. Okay, so
Booking.
so back to Mr. Prophet then, while he's going through this situation. The soldier starts, like I said, just a string of profanity come out of his mouth, and then he starts fighting hard to get his helmet off. You can imagine the damage to this man's eyes when a flashbang goes off while he's wearing night vision goggles.
Yes.
So he fights and gets his helmet off, and it's a man who looks like he's possibly in his like early 30s, black hair, and he's pointing the gun just around the room, yelling, "Who's there? Who is it?"
Since I'm by the way, I'm gonna just say, like, if we're friends, remember Rainbow Flotilla. And then I'm gonna go back to unseen passage and get out of there.
Okay. As you're about to slip back into unseen passage, the soldier, who's still like pointing the gun around wildly and also rubbing his eyes, starts to yell, "Are you freaking Melk?"
I don't know what that is.
He lets the gun drop, and he holds both hands up over his head with his eyes just shut at this point. He looks very uncomfortable physically with what's going on. But with his arms in the air, he just like quietly just goes, I work for Omnis.
Well, then come with me.
He Where are you?
Oh, I forgot. What are you looking for in here?
He's
Really don't have much time.
fuck. Who are you with?
The tower.
I'm looking for evidence of this church owning other properties around town.
We'll just take that computer and let's analyze it somewhere else, silly.
This is a big, bulky computer. It's not like a laptop. It's a full-on desktop. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
He tries to fight to get his eyes open, and he grabs the actual tower of the computer, puts it on the desk, and starts undoing thumb screws. And
I'll keep a lookout.
yeah, he's just going to steal the hard drives out of the computer.
Now give me one of those.
Get the hard drives? No. Why?
I regret that I didn't use this incendiary instead.
Why do you want it?
Because everyone else got something and I didn't. I need to know what's on it.
The Omnis needs to know what's on this.
Okay, we can both know.
He hands you one of the hard drives. He looks like he considers which one to give you, and he hands you one of the hard drives.
Prophet will take it and go, now let's get out of here.
All right. He grabs the helmet and starts following you out.
I'll say, hold on. I'll let him get in front of me, and then I'm gonna use the unseen passage again.
Okay. Are you guys? You guys just left.
Yeah, not knowing what what's really happening in there.
Yeah. You guys just took off.
There's a lot of unknowns.
Yeah, and those guards were not. As far as the mill's concerned, they're way too prepared to engage.
Yeah.
And
currently,
a
I'm a
flash
pregnant kangaroo, so.
Yeah.
and a flashbang going off. It means that something non-lethal just took place, and there might be more guards flooding the area. So yeah,
Very true.
Emil was trying to get everyone out of here.
All right. As Prophet and the soldier are leaving the little church area, he puts his helmet back on as he goes back outside, and the whole time he's just bitching about how he can't see anything. As you guys are starting to, where are you leading him? I should ask.
Actually, I just want to pay attention to how he could put the helmet on, and then if I'm obfuscated, I'm just going to ditch him.
Why not?
I love it.
Okay.
Follow me, turns invisible, leaves.
Yeah. Anyway, the helmet just gets placed on over his head, but he does have to finagle like with a material around his neck, where he seems to be pushing stuff together to hold it down. Like the internal fabric of the neck piece connects to the helmet itself. So it's a little difficult to remove.
Okay, I'm going to head back towards our base.
So you just You get him to go outside with you, and then you just ditch him.
Yeah.
Understood. Okay. As you're reaching, as you are reaching the point where you're letting him out of sight, there is going to be a couple of soldiers who run up on him and start talking with him. Can you please throw me a wits plus awareness check while this is happening?
Yeah. Um,
The best laid plans of mice and men.
uh-oh.
Ooh,
Two
Well, no.
successes.
2 successes.
2 successes. With 2 successes, I will be happy to let you win at a cost.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. You're going to notice that when he notices the others coming at him, he turns his head as if he's going to say as if he says something quietly. And unfortunately, there's no one around to hear it. And you just notice him drop something very small onto the ground. But it drops, bounces, and goes down a storm drain.
Very nice.
And then he and the 2 other soldiers are going to go run off to the west of where you guys were.
Okay. Prophet will make a mental note about the storm drain.
It's the storm drain that's right outside of the tailor shop.
Oh, okay.
So what does Prophet do now?
I guess he'll creep over there and just see if he can see what was dropped.
Well, luckily these things aren't like too deep.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that there's a small. I mean, you'd probably notice exactly what it is. There's a small flash drive that's sitting in some questionable material at the bottom of the storm drain.
There's not a way to lift this up or get in there.
I mean, it's not easy.
Prophet is not strong. That's
yeah. I don't think it would be very easy to get into that yourself. You're not going to fit your hand down there. Yeah, you're going to have to use some kind of tool to get this out there. You're going to have to be chimp smart to do this.
Okay, I'm gonna just try to memorize, like, here's the location of the thing, and then head back to meet the others.
Okay. All right. So by the time that you guys get to about here on the map, I'm going to switch to yellow so it's easier to see. By the time you guys reach about here, Prophet, you're going to catch up to where they are.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys are approaching the area where you ran into the first set of hunters at their little base camp. Not quite there yet. You're about a block or so away, but you are approaching that area.
Okay. As we've been traveling, has the strange mist seemed to have changed any?
Not really. It just kind of seems to be holding this solid wall. And you guys are right next to an area where you can see there's just these trucks on the outside of it that have these machines in it, in the back end of them, that are just kind of like constantly billowing it out. They kind of look like air conditioning units.
Emil just kind of thinks to himself, I have no idea how the Vatican intends to keep this, like, explain this to the populace, but
Yeah, especially with the fact that the gas seems to be emitting this like painful and panicking moan and screaming all the time.
yeah, that's definitely a breach of the masquerade.
Like the
there
Vatican,
any
who
way we
cares
can-
about a masquerade?
Is there any way we can avoid this base that we're coming up on?
I mean, the last time that you came to it, you literally just kind of snuck past it and, with your fingers crossed. However, where you are, where I put that yellow marker, if you go to the north, like if you go down the north passage instead, you should be able to cut down. I don't know if you guys can see that I'm marking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can pack through this, go around up to this area, which should lead you back to the Elysium, but it's going to take you very dangerously close to that church, which is on fire. So you might lose a little bit of your thought when it comes to that. Elysium being like right here, just south of the burning church. The burning church, Saint Giles, is actually the original church from Prague that was part of the castle originally.
Oh, that's cool.
I think now that we have more items bogging us down, I think it would be safer if we gave their base a wide berth, even if it puts us closer to the burning church.
Very well.
You guys can definitely take that route. I am going to tell you that if I throw you any composure checks whatsoever, you will be down at least one trade.
So I'm down 2 after. um, Emil kind of reluctantly just nods and will shift his direction to try to, still fulfilling his role of like trying to listen and keep his heightened senses up to make sure that he gives everybody ample enough time to take cover should they need to.
Mhm.
Okay.
Follow the doctor's orders.
Yeah. Doctor's orders.
All right. So you guys just make your way. I'm assuming carefully.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
As best we can.
For the most part, you're not going to run into much else. So you're going to be able to make it. It is going to take you about 45 minutes to safely get around quietly, avoiding whatever kind of patrols you might have run into. Now, once you get back to that mountain of garbage that's in front of the doors to the Elysium, which, I mean, truthfully, as you're trying to find your way back in, it actually kind of takes Sam to point out where you're going. It's probably very intelligent to have set that up, because it does seem like it's been set up. But you can find your way back down into the doors that lead into the under catacombs of the actual castle to get you back into the Elysium.
Emil gets to the door and make sure everybody gets in. Be sure to make sure we weren't being directly followed before entering himself.
Yeah. Sam will run over and quickly dial in a passcode into a small keypad on the side to open the doors. And when you get in, there's a lot more refugees from the explosion than there were when you left. The frenzied growls and roars have been downgraded to just venom screaming at from Koskos, or not from Koskos, sorry, from Kirill off to the back. It doesn't seem as bad, but still nobody wants to get in his face. As all you can hear is him just like echoing through the chambers. Koskos is actually right where he was when you first met him. Pile of books and a makeshift desk in the middle of the room.
So Dr. Ford will approach Koskos and reach into her purse to reveal the statuette of Ziska.
Koskos takes the statue. He unwraps the paper and he goes, "Oh, thank God." He just seems to be just a lot happier that this is here. Okay. He's going to take it and just start walking towards the back of the chamber. Does anybody follow him, or are you just gonna go off and do your own things after that?
No, Emil is going to very nosily just saunter behind him. Not so close that he knows he's following him, but like he wants to hear the outcome of this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally follow.
Prophet's following. Yeah.
Okay, so all of you, I'm assuming, follow Koskos back, and he walks up like coyly with this thing behind his back. He has a smug arrogance about him, but he walks towards the back of the area. There's actually some stairs off to one side that he goes up, and when you guys get to this wall that has received the brunt of Kirill's frustration and anger, there's broken bricks all over the floor. There's still heavy dust from him punching into the walls, just floating through the air. And there's and Maya, the Toreador Primogen, also Harpy, is apparently attempting to reason with him, trying to calm him down. Emil, you can tell that she is using some. She's using some enhancements to her personality to try to get through with him, which is probably the only reason why she's actually gotten as far as she has.
Right.
Koskos, looking at the wall, you can tell has to choke back a little bit of a reaction to seeing the damage done to the Elysium. But he makes his way, attempting to not be noticed, over to one of the very heavy wooden bookshelves that are off to the side, and just puts the statue down, the bust of Zitka down on an eye-level shelf, and just clears his throat. And you can see Kirill murder in his eyes as he turns around to probably kill Koskos. And he just catches sight of the statue. and his entire demeanor changes instantly. He goes from growling and snarling with fangs extended. His fangs retract, and his anger and howling turns more into laughter. And just completely different sound, because it was just this guttural, bestial noises coming from originally. He just goes, "If it isn't One-Eyed Ziska, little smaller than last time I saw you. Won't be throwing anybody out windows anymore." And everybody just kind of just sigh of relief as he just completely loses the beast the moment he sees the statue.
Huh.
Emil will kind of, I guess, like saddle up next, close to Maya in her general area,
Mm-hmm.
and just watch as the tension leaves the room.
Can I get a wits and awareness from everybody?
Looks like Mr. Prophet got is that 5 successes?
Nice.
A critical success from Dr. Ford for 5 successes. Benny with 2 successes, and Emil with a bestial failure.
God damn. Emil turns and bites Maya. No, anyway. Let's see. Emil, bestial failure. You're going to be my problem child, aren't you?
It's
Oh God. I mean, with everything that's going on, it's a stress situation. Let's see. You know what? We're going to have some fun with this. You're actually going to start suffering from your Toreador compulsion. You've succeeded in this situation. You've now seen how this work of art has brought a Bruja out of a murderous rage. And because of that, at the beginning of just after the break, you are now going to be suffering from that compulsion when the scene starts. Is that fair for your bestial failure?
all right. Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
I'm looking for. I was kind of thinking a similar line of thought when I rolled it to this with what was happening in the scenario. So.
Yes. Sadly, Benny is oblivious. But Dr. Ford and Mr. Prophet are both going to notice that where presumably Kirill had put his fist through the brick wall, there is an open cavity behind it.